Trilly on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots around my neck. Self-respect when you out of line.
We're live. Welcome back to Mescaline Moguls. It's your boy, the only Scarface Face, your boy Scarface. And today, we're back at it with another episode. I want to truly do appreciate all you guys' support. You guys constantly sharing the podcast, liking the podcast, leave some reviews if you can over at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. If you guys want to watch the video versions, we do post it on Spotify and on YouTube, so check those out. Again, thank you guys for signing up. The people who sign up to donate, you can sign up to donate whatever amount you want, $1 up to $100, $1,000. Hey, shout out if you sign up for $1,000, but you don't have to. As long as you like the podcast, give it a like, give it a share it to some people that you may know. That's all I ask for. So that's just for other people who want to, support it in any way they can. Also, I'm wearing one of my new shirts. It says Scarface Visuals in the front, and on the back it says no excuses. So those are also going to be available. I have to fix the website. It wasn't letting people purchase them before, so I have to go and fix those, but they should be fixed very soon. Everything is going to be linked in my bio. Make sure you guys check it out. But let's get into this episode. So obviously you guys read the name of the title. So red flags in a guy, or red flags in general, just because this can go both ways. It can go, men can do it, women can do it, you name it. I mean, but most of the time it's some guys that are doing the red flag, if we want to be honest. So, I mean, we're going to get into that, but at the end of the day, the biggest thing I always tell people is to trust your gut feeling, because we've all been there. We're like, oh man, I should have just listened to my gut feeling because it was I knew it. Yes, absolutely. Trust your gut feeling, because at the end of the day, that's what's it's your body literally telling you, hey, yo, be careful with this. It could lead down a horrible situation, because I'll tell you right now, little red flags in the beginning do not get smaller. These little red flags you catch right now, probably going to get bigger. So that's just a heads up. Make sure you guys, if any sort of also we're going to get into it too, but if you guys are experiencing any sign of abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, make sure you get some help, because at the end of the day, love doesn't hurt and you shouldn't be put through that. Just know, I can try to find somebody to help you out. There's always people in your area. There's friends and family you can reach out. Do not be embarrassed. So, but we're going to get into it. So basically, this is just going to be red flags to look out for, just because I'll give you some experiences from me. Maybe I was the red flag. Sometimes I always tell people maybe I'm the red flag. But at the end of the day, I think I'm a pretty cool person, okay? So I don't think I don't have any more red flag tendencies. So, I mean, but at the end of the day, what can you do? We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So let's get into it. All right. So we have lack of respect. If a guy doesn't show you respect for you, your boundaries, or your values, this is a major red flag. He may belittle you, ignore you, your opinions, or dismiss your feelings. And what do we talk about? You know how when people are like, oh, their communication sucks, they don't really want to hang out with me, they really don't put me as a priority. Yes, because they're not into you. There's probably something else going on. They're probably into somebody else, to be honest. And they're just there to have a good time. Sometimes people just want to hook up, and if that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. Hey, you're the one I want to be with. I want to have your kids. Let's get married. I want to get married with you. I see a future with you. They'll tell you stuff like that in the beginning too. So just be careful. But if a guy is not respecting your boundaries, especially if this is a big thing that I tell people is you have to put your boundaries down. And if they don't respect them, you have to follow through with what your ultimatum was with those boundaries. Meaning, if you say, hey, if I catch you out talking to other girls or anything like that, I'm out. But guess what? If he gets caught talking to other girls, you're just don't do it again. And guess what? Now in their head, they're like, oh shit, I didn't get caught, or I did get caught, but nothing happened. And then it's slowly it starts adding up to something more and more and more. And you just want to avoid these things, because at the end of the day, later on, a text message can lead to be intimate. You never know what that story response, that initial DM, anything like that. You don't know what that's going to lead to. So you just got to be careful at the end of the day. So, so if they dismiss your feelings too, that's another red flag. Come on, people. At the end of the day, you have to respect yourself. a lot. So like if they don't, if they're not respecting you, then you're obviously not respecting yourself, because if you let them disrespect you and you stay with them, then that's it. Just a recipe for disaster. It's just going to be a horrible, toxic ass relationship. That's even if it gets to a relationship standpoint, because if they didn't lack respect in the beginning, it's probably not going to lead to a relationship. Probably just like a situationship or anything like that. And absolutely do not let these guys belittle you. If they belittle you, if they um, are treating you in any type of way like that, no, like absolutely not. You have to, again, respect yourself at the end of the day, like, because only you like will care for you the most, not some other person, not like friends and family. At the end of the day, only you will care for you at the most. That's why I always tell people, like, I'm my biggest hype man, because at the end of the day, nobody else is gonna push the stuff, support the stuff more than me. So uh some red flags to look out for. um and the next one we're going to get into is controlling behavior. If a guy tries to control you, your actions, this is a major red flag. This can include telling you what to wear, who to hang out with, or what to do. And we've all seen these controlling guys, right? Like, this eventually leads to actually um, getting, like, have you ever seen these people who have like a social media, right? And all of a sudden, like, they can't post anymore because the guy doesn't like that other guys comment on there, or so on and so forth, and just like little things like that. They start controlling you, saying like, hey, you can't wear that because you show too much skin, you can't do this and this. I'm watching my tripod right now because there's literally a spider on my camera right now, and I just don't want him to get on the lens. Like, cool, if you want to hang out, buddy, go ahead and hang out, but just don't interrupt the podcast, all right? So um so controlling behaviors, like telling you what to wear, telling you what to do, um, major red flag. Because in the beginning, of course, oh, it's so cute. He said he didn't want me to wear this, or he wants me to wear that. No, later on, you've seen it, like these people, oh, I can't wear that, I can't do that because so and so will get mad. This person will get mad. No, like at the end of the day, like me, if whatever a girl wants to wear, if she feels sexy in it, wear it. If it's gonna make you feel confident, sexy, whatever the case may be, I want you to wear it. I want you to be confident. But not all guys are like that. Some guys, their girl shows a little bit too much skin, and all of a sudden, guess what? Now it's a problem because guys are looking. You post a fire selfie. Guess what? Guys are commenting and so on and so forth. So if I get if it watch this freaking spider, like, bro, like, you see me recording a podcast, bro. Like, you see me recording a podcast, you get on that lens, and I'll make sure we end it for you. um, so don't let a guy control you. I've seen it time and time again, like where a girl can't wear something if they start posting stuff, and then all of a sudden it's a problem. It's a problem to wear something sexy, and then later on, that's just because the guy is very insecure, guy is very controlling. You don't want these type of behaviors, because later on it's gonna lead to even worse things, like controlling a lot of things. And people who you hang out with, if whoever you're with doesn't let you hang out with his friends, like, or your friends, not his friends, but your friends, that's a major problem right there. Because now, guess what? Now you can't hang out with the friends that originally, who known you longer than this person, who've been, by your side longer than this person has. But now you can't hang out with them. No, that's controlling behavior is a very narcissistic thing to do, because it can lead to, like I said, it can lead to a lot of things. And we've all seen these examples. I've never been that type of controlling person. I remember at one point in time, I was more of a jealous person, you can say. But at the end of the day, if you're getting with a beautiful girl, you have to remember there's guys going to be looking at her. Guys are going to like her photos. Guys will comment, and so on and so forth. You have to be a confident person, because you just have to know that if this person is with you, this person is with you. You shouldn't have to worry about anything else. Like, if she posts a fire selfie, you should be like, hell yeah, that's my girl right there. She looking fire. And if guys comment, sorry buddies, like, she with me. You can comment all you want, but she with me. So it just comes down to the guy being a little bit more confident and secure with himself. Because if he's not very confident, not very secure with himself, he's gonna get jealous. He's gonna feel like he wants to control a lot of portions in the relationship, and you don't want that because at the end of imagine, oh hey, can I go hang out with my friends? No, like I don't like them. You know, why don't you like them? No, I just don't like them. You know, we'll go do something. You know, because we need our guy time, we need our girl time, uh, and then you need time with your partner. Yes, I understand. Like this is the person that you want to be with the rest of your life, but controlling certain aspects of your life like that, especially like I said, you might have known this guy for a year, but your friends, you've been friends with them for like 8 years, 10 years, if not longer. But now you can't hang out with these people that been by your side through thick and thin, through how many years, and you're just gonna not hang out with them because this dude that you've only known for a little bit of time says no. You know, so again, all these behaviors lead into worse and bigger behaviors later on. So if you think that they're gonna go away, absolutely not. They're not. Oh, it's cute that he got jealous. No, if he gets jealous like that, you better let it like set boundaries and stuff like that because it will get worse. Um, I know a few girls who can't post anything because why? Because their man gets mad, and I think it's the stupidest shit ever. But at the end of the day, that's not my relationship, and if she doesn't say anything, if she doesn't say anything, but you shouldn't let a man control your actions. Of course, if he does get a little bit jealous and you want to compromise on certain things, that's totally fine. Compromising, uh, that way he's happy, you're happy. But him completely controlling the situation, absolutely not. So make sure controlling those little red flags in the beginning. Just keep your guard up. Make sure you're watching them. All right. So we're gonna go to dishonesty. If a guy lies to you or is dishonest in any way, this is a major red flag. Trust is a crucial part of any relationship, and without it, the relationship cannot thrive. And we all know this is true. Like no need to like over like tell you guys over and over and over again. You guys know it's true. If and especially in the beginning, if the guy is lying in the beginning, then who knows what else he's gonna lie about? Because if they can get away with like little lie here, little lie there, all of a sudden like it's just gonna continue through on the relationship. And if you catch him, that's a red flag. Don't be like, oh, don't do it again. Okay, if he does do it again, I get it. You want to give him a second chance, but then depending on what the lie is, also too, like you don't want to give him a second chance if it was a huge lie. Um, then just keep your guard up. Make sure he doesn't do it again. I remember there was this question that we had, and like a guy was lying about his kids, like saying that like this girl didn't know that that was his kids, um, and so now like the girl finds out. So now like trust is gone, if that makes sense. Trust is gone, and now what are you supposed to do? If he lied about his kids, what else is he gonna lie? Like lie, kids are a major part of this person's life. It's not like he can just be like, oh, that's my little brother forever, that's my cousin forever. No, imagine later on you finding out that's his actual kid, like a year into it, and you're thinking this guy has no kids or this guy only has one kid, but he's lying about these other kids. You know what I mean? So, uh, being dishonest in any type of relation, like anything, like pay attention to these habits because these habits lead into the relationship. They bleed over. They bleed right over. It's not like your guys gonna be official boyfriend and girlfriend, and all of a sudden, guess what? Oh, now we're not. Like now he's not gonna lie. So any type of dishonesty in the beginning, you need to be aware of it because dishonesty can lead to cheating, can lead to be doing stuff that he's not supposed to be doing, because if this is the person that's going to be with you the rest of your life, there should be some sort of trust there. A big thing for me is like if we lose trust somehow, I'm over the relationship because if that trust is lost, it's going to be really hard to get that trust back. Always in the beginning when I'm talking to somebody, I trust them no matter what. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Give me a reason not to trust you though, and we're done basically. And same goes for me. Like if I do the same thing to you, then and if that happens, then cool. Like I understand my actions and what I did, and I'll take responsibility for it. But trust is a huge thing for me. So like if a girl lies to me about something or is being really shady about some certain things, yo, I'm out. Like I don't care. I do not want to feel that way, that I cannot trust that person. Like what are they doing? Like what are they up to? And so on and so forth. Like those are feelings that I do not want to feel. You know what I mean? Like, so why am I going to put myself in that situation or keep myself in that situation? I'd rather get out of the situation that I'm in, like whoever I'm with at the time, and do something different because I would rather not feel like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like when all of a sudden like somebody gives you some reason not to trust them, and so you start questioning everything they start doing. Like what are they actually doing? You know, because last time they lied, or they weren't being faithful last time. And things like that. So little lies eventually lead to bigger lies, and that's something that we should be aware of, keep our guard up. At the end of the day, a lot of these things is just keep your guard up. Be aware of all the action. Just know that if he's a serial liar, guess what? The lies are not going to stop as soon as you get married, as soon as you guys become official. Like, they don't stop. You guys having a kid, he's not going to fix his behaviors. It just, guess what? Now you're in the same issue with a kid. Guess what? Now you're in the same issue married, and now it's going to be harder to get separated. So, dishonesty is a major, major big thing for myself. Like, again, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, but if they give me a reason not to trust them, then guess what? Like, if that trust is gone, then this is over. Like, and I get it. Like, there's like small white lies that you tell some people. For example, like when I'm gonna surprise somebody, I'll lie to them saying like, "Oh, I'm doing this," but really I'm trying to do something cool to surprise this person. Whether it be like me popping up out of nowhere or like little things like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's those white lies that, of course, are cool to tell, are fine to tell because the outcome of it is like in their favor. Meaning like, I'm gonna surprise them. So like if I lie to them saying that I'm doing this, but I'm actually on my way to see them or something like that, um, that's a little bit different. Okay, those are different type of lies. But you guys know what lies I'm talking about. Like, on it, obviously, like, don't lie that you're with somebody else. That's not a white lie. All right, so temper issues. If a guy has a short temper or gets angry easily, this is a major red flag. This can lead to an abuse behavior, and it's not safe to be around someone who cannot control their emotions. And yes, 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 this is very true. So, first things first about this one is if you can actually look up people on the internet. So, like, say you start talking to somebody. Say we start talking. Okay, say we start talking, and then you're like, oh, well, I really like this guy. I want to see where this goes, but I trying to learn a little bit more about him. Of course, I'm not going to tell you like I've never had, by the way, full disclosure, I've never put my hands on a girl. Okay, this is just for the scenario that we're doing here. Okay, say for example, I did have some like domestic abuse charges under me, right? You can see these online. You can just look up people, and I learned this from a different girl because she actually looked me up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, like this was only going to go depending on what your record looked like." And I was like, "What do you mean? What am I?" And she's like, "Yeah, I looked you up to see what kind of charges you had." And I was like, "You can really do that?" And she's like, "Yeah." Uh, and clearly, I didn't have anything, so because I've never hit a girl, so this was something I learned, and this is something that you guys can take to account. Like, whoever you're with, find out the real name. Right? Like, who knows? Like, the name that they gave you might not even be real. Uh, but find out more about them. Find out like if they have some sort of record, because again, don't think that, oh, it's different because it's me. No, now it's just you he's going to hit. You he's going to get yell at, because mental and physical abuse is a huge like thing that people don't like to talk about because they get embarrassed about it. They get embarrassed about it. It's more embarrassing that it takes you so long to get out of the relationship, to be honest. Because if a girl were to ever hit me like that because she got mad, yo, I'm out. Like, I don't put my hands on females. Like, and same should go the other way. Like, the only time we're putting hands on each other like that is like when we're getting intimate. Okay, besides that, absolutely not. Do not hit me. Like, you have no reason. Uh, I remember I got in trouble. I actually got suspended off of the school bus one time because this girl was like saying some shit, and I said some slick shit back, right? Because that's who I've always been. And at that time, I was like a little heavier, so like she was saying some stuff about my weight, and I said some slick shit, right? And something happened. I can't remember what happened before, but she came up to me and she grabbed the side of my face and just scratched the shit out of me. And like, I got so mad, but I was like, you can't hit girls. You can't hit girls, like, so I couldn't do anything. I was the one that ended up suspended. Now that I think about it, I think it was more of because nothing happened to her. The fuck? It's like, now that I'm thinking about it, Nothing happened to her. She continued to ride the bus. I got suspended. My mom had to take me to school for the longest time. Jeez, I didn't think of that until now. Oh well, the fucking shit you think about. But somebody who's, because we all get mad. This is why I always tell people to take your time with somebody, figure out this person, live through all the seasons with this person to figure out, see how this person is. Because people are like, oh, we should be boyfriend and girlfriend in like 2-3 months. No, like, because have you dealt with this person on a bad day? Have you dealt with this person on a day he has a funk or she has a funk? Have you dealt with this person like when she's going through that time of the month and so on? How is she when she gets sad? How is she like this and that? Because I remember I was talking to this one chick one time, and like obviously it was a red flag in the beginning, but I really didn't think anything of it. But she would get so mad, like, and disrespectful, and I'm just like, oh, just because she's mad. No, it shouldn't be like that. The way she was disrespectful about some certain things, absolutely not. So if they have temper issues like that, it can lead to physical abuse. Because first it starts with mental abuse. Let's be honest. Let's start with mental abuse, and then eventually it leads to physical abuse. And if it's physical abuse, then guess what? Like, now you're in that situation, and a lot of people don't like to get out because the guy is probably controlling too at the same time. It makes you feel like it's your fault that he hit you, or tries to be like, oh, I won't never do it again, or so on and so forth. Like, trust me, like, I do not respect people who hit females, and vice versa. I don't respect females that hit males. One time I actually did see a girl like just wailing on the dude, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was just kind of like, yo, like, chill the fuck out. Like, obviously I didn't, the guy was like not trying to put his hands on her. He was just like defending himself. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, because if that guy would have hit back, then guess what? It might have been a problem for him. But again, temper issues is not cute. It's not sexy, because in the beginning, of course, like if they get mad at something, it's funny how some girls are like, "Oh, it's so cute, he got mad. Oh, that's so cute." No, because guess what? Later on, it's going to lead to major issues. So that's why, like, if you find this person being very angry, because you see them, it starts with mental abuse, and then and mental abuse includes like this person punching stuff, punching walls, punching whatever, breaking stuff, because then eventually that fist is not going through a wall. It's going straight to your face, because these are like little steps that these behaviors take. So you just have to be aware of that. Temper issues, I get it. Like I said, some people have bad days. That's why you have to wait until this person has a bad day to see if this person is how he is on his bad day. Does he just blow you off? Does he like get mad? Does he, like, have you guys had your first argument? Like, how did that go? Did he yell at you? Did you yell at him? Like, so on and so forth. So, like, these are things that you have to be aware of. And also remember that these red flags, like getting mad, depending on how they get mad, is not going to get better. And don't romanticize the person, because, like, don't be like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'll just try not to make him mad. How many times have we heard that? Oh, it's fine, but I'll just try not to make him mad. Come on. Like, no, like, it's life. We get mad, we get sad, we get upset, and so on and so forth. He's gonna be mad later on again for something. You guys are gonna argue about something. He's gonna break something. He's gonna do something. Are you willing to, like, wait to see what happens? Absolutely not. Like, again, like, be cautious, be aware, of some of the actions, because they don't get better. They get worse unless they're seeking some sort of help, But no, hardly anybody is seeking any help. Oh, I have anger issues. I can't control myself. I end up hitting a girl. Go get some help, man. But no, they're like, oh, I just won't do it again. No, because guess what happens? They get mad. All of a sudden, they want to hit somebody. So that's a huge thing. And also, like, when you guys are out too, like, if they have anger issues and they also have like jealousy issues, they're gonna want to fight anyone that looks at you. I mean, we've seen these guys. Like, there was a girl doing one time that I was at a dance. She was like doing these funny dance moves, right? And I was just like looking and laughing. And the guy's like, "Why are you looking at my girl?" I was like, "Bro, she's dancing. Chill the fuck out." Like, and she was doing like these funny dance moves. Like, you need to chill out, bro. And she was like, stop it, like, kind of like went somewhere else. And you see like what I mean? Like that just leads to a bunch of other drama. All right. So we're gonna go on to the next. All right, hold on, give me a sec. All right. So next we have lack of communication. If a guy doesn't communicate with you or avoids difficult conversations, this is a major red flag. Communication is key in a relationship, and without it, problems will only continue to pile up. And this is very true. This is why this is a big thing for me. Like I always say, I always look for a girl who's great at communicating, not just has interesting conversations, is able to keep conversations, but somebody who, like, if they get busy, they're like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm gonna be doing this, I'll message you later. Cause I'm the same way. I'll be like, hey, I'm doing this, I'll message you a little later, we can talk later, and so on and so forth. So communication is huge, especially like if you guys are having issues. Now, I understand some guys have a hard time communicating their feelings. And trust me, I was there. I had a hard time communicating like how I felt on certain things. But, you know, shout out to my ex, we don't talk or anything like that, but she did help me communicate, or I learned how to communicate more, like communicate how I feel and things like that, because that's something guys really don't do. And so if we don't do that, because we're so conditioned growing up not to talk about our feelings, not to show emotions. I mean, you guys seen it. A little boy falls down, he starts crying. Guess what? Man up, boys don't cry. A little girl falls down, it's fine. It's gonna be okay. You sit there and you pamper them, right? And especially in the Hispanic community, like we are brought up not to show emotion, not to show feelings, not to do like so now like when we get in a relationship, we really don't want to talk about it because we were brought up not talking about it. And then so it's hard, it's hard explaining how you feel sometimes. It's hard explaining like what you don't like sometimes, or just to express it to the other person that you're with. So if you're with somebody that has a hard time communicating, it's just almost like pulling layers back. I remember she would ask me something, I really don't want to talk about it, really want to talk about it. She would get a little bit out of me, and then that was it. But she kept like at it and at it and at it. Then eventually I just like started like talking more, and like I would snap back though. Don't get me wrong. Don't think it's easy. I would snap back. I'd be like, why do you want to know? And, like stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, like, I started talking about it. Again, it was more like a snapback type of situation, like where you're, when you get mad and you just like snap at them, because you kind of get annoyed of getting asked the same thing over and over. But at the end of the day, shout out to her for having the patience for doing that. And now I'm a lot better. Like if like communicating wise, talking, especially like whoever I'm with, I can express how I feel, what I don't like, what I won't accept, like, and so it just takes a little bit of time. So, and if they're like absolutely shut off, completely zero, no communication at all, or if their communication sucks in the beginning, it's a definitely red flag. If they're trying to be a little bit better, like communication wise, and also this also falls under this. If they're communicating with you great in the beginning, like whatever it is, say the first few months you guys are great, so on and so on, and then all of a sudden like the communication starts declining. Why? Because the interest is going somewhere else. Maybe they're not so much interested in you because, again, our phones are in our hands almost all the time, right? So there's no reason to say like, oh, I was busy, I was doing this, I was doing that. No, yeah, you had the time to get on TikTok, you had the time to get on Instagram, you had the time to do this, and that, but you didn't have the time to respond to me. And I get it because I'm not one of those persons that sit here and like text you every single minute of the day. Like I can't do that. I got too much shit to do. Like, and I'll tell people that, be like, hey, I'll just message you later. I'm gonna do this, and this. And if they don't like that, then cool. If there's someone who needs to have somebody messaging them all day, I'm the wrong person for them. So communication is a huge factor. So if you're with somebody who doesn't communicate very well, I mean, you can try to help them, but at the end of the day, like if they don't want help, obviously they're not gonna change the way they are. So, but red flags in the beginning, watch their communication. Guys will basically snitch on themselves or show you how they feel based off their actions. Okay, remember that. All right. So next is disrespect for others. If a guy doesn't show respect for others, including his family, friends, or strangers, this is a major red flag. This could indicate he has a lack of empathy and may treat you poorly in the future. And it's very true. Like another big thing that I watch for, like when I'm with somebody, is like how they treat people. Because um, how do they treat somebody who like a waitress? You know, there was a girl I was talking to before, and yes, I've gone on a lot of dates. Okay, you know, leave me alone. uh, but at the end of the day, like I'd rather go on dates and like get to meet people than um, be with the wrong person, if that makes sense. You know, so I'm just like going out there, see what's out there. If I don't like it, then I don't like it. So this girl, she would actually get mad at like the way she got mad at some waitresses was I didn't like it, especially when it's out of the control of the waitress hands. But you also have to remember, like a lot of things could be happening. Like maybe it's a bad day for her. Maybe like she's dealing with some issues, or sometimes it's the cook's fault. I remember when, like she had ordered something and she asked minus something, and they put it on there by accident, and she was like, just the way she came back, I waved down the waitress just because that's the guy. Hey, like I'll get it fixed. She came over and all of a sudden like she started snapping at her and like going off on her, saying like this isn't this, and then afterwards I was like, yo, like you need to talk to her like that. It's not her fault. It could have been the cook's fault. She literally wrote down on her thing like no, whatever it was, because she even looked at it. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, I swear I put it on here. I was like, it was a cook's fault, but at the same time, cool. Like they can still fix it. You don't have to get upset about it. People make mistakes. I'm sure she's made a ton of mistakes. Okay, we're not perfect. So how they treat others, how they treat family, how they treat their friends. At the end of the day, like I'm respectful to people who respect me, if that makes sense. I don't care. Again, I don't care if you're how long I've known you. I don't care if we're friends or family. If you disrespect me to a certain point, that's it. Like I'm done. Like, a lot of people know what issues that I'm talking about, but there's only so much you can take. There's only so much you can take to the point where you're just like, you know what? Cool. I'm good. You know? Um, because like if they sit there and disrespect people, they like make fun of people and things like that, like that's really somebody I don't want to be with. And who knows how they're going to treat you. They might treat you the same way, disrespect you, say some things out of line, be very disrespectful and stuff like that. So that's a huge red flag. Um, this is why I said like it takes time to know somebody. Like these people trying to date out here in like 2-3 weeks, like actual official girlfriend and boyfriend. Like no, like that's way too soon. Like you barely even know this person. Of course they're going to be great in the beginning. Like who isn't great in the beginning? I mean, well, most people are. So, all right. So, the last one that we have here is selfishness. If a guy only thinks about himself and doesn't take your needs or feelings into consideration, this is a major red flag. A healthy relationship requires compromises and considerations from each other's needs. And this is absolutely true. So, I used to be this is something also I worked on. I used to be that selfish type of person, like always worried about me, always worried about what I needed. And of course, we should be selfish to a point. But when you're with somebody, there's there's compromises you can make like on certain things. You know, like cuz no relationship is going to be perfect. So if you're out there looking for a perfect relationship or anything like that, you probably will never find it. But there is like certain things that we can compromise on. Like okay, she likes to do, like say the girl likes to go out and do something that you really don't like to do. Don't be selfish and be like, yo, like I ain't gonna go, you can go by yourself. Go every now and then, like go, like if she's into museums and art and stuff like that, and it's not really your thing, just go. Like it's something she enjoys, and it's something that you like want to see her happy. So guess what, I mean, I really don't see, it's not really my thing, but guess what? I'll go. And this is why I said like compromises instead of being like, fuck that, I don't like that. But no, at the other side, like then you want them to do everything you want to do, even though like it may not be something that she likes to do, but she'll like compromise and be like, I'll go do it. Cause I mean, we've all done it. There's certain things that you like to do and then the other person doesn't like to do, but then uh most of the time the girl will be like, all right, I'll go do it since he likes it, because trust me, we've all been there. And so we have to be the same too. Like, we have to be considerate of the other person and not be so selfish. And when you should be selfish is like on how they treat you, your boundaries and stuff like that. Like, if they don't treat you the way you want to be treated, yeah, be selfish about that, because like obviously they're not, and you're never expecting way too much. It just, this person that you're talking to right now cannot deliver that for you. So you need to find the right person that can give you what you want out of a relationship. And there's plenty of people out there. People are just like in a hurry to get in a relationship. I don't know why. The more you try to find somebody, the more you're going to find the wrong person. So you just be aware of that. Like, yeah, just take your time, be out here dating, watch out for these red flags. Because I'm sure there's more and many other red flags, or depending on the person, what their issue is. Like, what if they have like, they abuse like alcohol, if they're always drinking like every day, that's a problem. If they're using hard drugs, it's a problem. Like, it shouldn't be like, oh, it's fine, like he only does it when he's at home. No, like that can just lead to a whole bunch of different stuff. So and then that other person is never going to get like try to help himself, because I mean, he got you and you're not going anywhere. So you see how guys get comfortable, girls get comfortable. So at the end of the day, we have to have our boundaries. We have to have our boundaries, and we have to know what we're going to put up with and what we're not going to put up with. Because like I said, relationships are not perfect, but we can make compromises. We can do things to make it work. But there's certain things that I will absolutely not do, or won't accept out of another person. So like, I have my boundaries, and if it takes me longer to find somebody, then cool, I'm good. Like, I am not going to put myself out there, because I've done it before. When you saying like, maybe I'm asking for too much, maybe I need to do this or this, like I accept this and this. And no, when I did do that, it ended up horrible. Like, it was dumb. Like, I remember I was with a girl who absolutely did not like to do anything active, and I was like, maybe I'm asking for too much for someone to be like, oh yeah, I want to do like this and this. And I don't mean just like active, like working out, like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. No, this person didn't really want to do shit at all, and I get it. I'm more of a homebody too, but I also like to go out and do things, not like out and party or things like that. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. So, again, I thought I was asking for too much, but no, absolutely, I was not. So that's why I said, I'm just going to do my thing. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to be selfish, and wait until I find somebody who meets everything that I want. And then if it takes long, and like I said, if it takes longer, then it takes longer. It gives me more time to focus on me and my businesses, because the moment I said that to myself is the moment that everything started growing a lot more, because I was able to put the right right amount of time into the businesses, focus on it, and just worry about that, not have to worry about like a relationship or anything like that, like having to please the other person or anything. So again, be aware of all these red flags. Be aware. Just at the end of the day, just be a little bit selfish, okay? So I want to thank you guys for listening to another episode. Hopefully I'm going to start bringing on some guests. We're going to do some live podcasts here soon. I'm just waiting to find somebody who's comfortable enough to talk on. I know some people message me. I'm sorry. It's just I got a lot of shit going on. I'll try to get back to everybody. That way we can iron something out, and then do like a live type of podcast where you guys can ask questions and things like that. So we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely let you guys know when that's going to be, when I'm going to do that. So again, thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Cheerio, 'cause this the company you keep. Stay woke, please don't get caught slick. And